so good. I love driving it. So good. Oh, hey. Guys, it's happened. Picked up the Tesla Model 3 SR Plus, and it's great. Haven't done a video for a little while because if you guys out there have one, you will know you just want to drive it. You don't have time for anything else, you just want to drive it. I've been driving it, I've been taking people for drives in it, everyone loves it, it is awesome. So this video, less about just the car, but more about, I've got a few things that I've even learned over just a couple of weeks that I think are pretty useful. So first thing I think is great with any new car is testing it out. Now, of course, with a Tesla, one of the things that I think would be worth doing is go and try out public charging before you need to. Now, what I mean by that is if you've got 100%, well, not 100%, but if you've got, maybe 70%, heaps of battery in, go to a public charger and just try it out. You just want to make sure that you know how they work with the apps. Make sure you've got your right account details if it's a ChargeFox app. Tesla ones are pretty straightforward, but one of the EV networks, for instance, you want to make sure you're set up to know how to do it for when you do need to, maybe if you're in a rush or something like that. So I think it's always good to go there, try it out. Maybe if someone's there and you're not quite sure how it works, then you can ask them any questions. So my second recommendation is learn one pedal driving. So with the Tesla, you'll see as you accelerate, it accelerates very quickly. But as soon as you let off the accelerator, if you haven't changed any of the settings, then it will regenerate the energy back into the battery, but also slow you down quite a fair bit. And you pretty much don't have to press the brake, very often at least. So I definitely noticed, and I'm very much used to it now, you're just letting off a little bit rather than letting right off like you might do in a normal automatic or a manual car, for instance. So that would be the next thing, is to, you just get comfortable with one pedal. Once you've got it, it's a really easy drive. So the next thing is setting up profiles. So up the top, you'll have your profile if you've set your own one up already. And then, you can set up different ones for different people, but remember, they don't have to be different people. They could be different situations. In mine already, I've got one set up for charging, so it'll put my chair right back. Now, Sentry Mode. I think most of you are probably familiar with Sentry Mode. That uses all the cameras around the car, or most of them, to record while you're driving, like a dash cam would have. But then also you can have it set up to when you leave your car, it records. Now, of course, this is great. This is wonderful. The only thing that I've noticed is that, and of course, it uses battery. Now, on my daily, work day, it uses a bit. I mean, it's not so much to be worried about, but it's about 4% a day just sitting there recording. That's all it does. Now, you got to consider the one time you turn it off. Of course, you'll probably need it, but you do have to sort of think, do you need to be recording all the time? You can, of course, exclude home when you set it up in the settings. You could exclude work if you do have the option to park somewhere that you know is going to be safe. But yeah, just keep in mind that it will use your battery if you're wondering where your battery keeps going all day. If you haven't done so already, I would recommend getting a couple of accessories. I think most of the Model 3 now will come with the carpet floor mats, so that's a big tick from Tesla. The other things, of course, cargo mats. If you didn't know already, on your SR Plus version, they are hubcaps. They're not normal hubcaps, they are Aero hubcaps. They're designed to make it more efficient at higher speeds. If you're a little bit like me and don't do a lot of higher speeds, then if you like the look of it, you can pull them off. They do just pull off. Don't worry, you're not going to break them unless you need to get them off with a crowbar or something. What you will need though is the Aero wheel cap kit, which you can get from the Tesla shop, just to cover over the wheel nuts and a new cap in the center. That just goes on there and you pop it in. It's very, very easy. I've done it to mine. You'll see it here. And I think it looks great versus the hubcaps. The hubcaps are fine, I don't mind them, but just remember, yeah, they're not like normal hubcaps. You know, it's not just a crappy steel wheel under there. There is a nice, well, I think, a nice alloy wheel. So remember, you can take them off. Now, the last thing I was thinking about just recently, as a community of Tesla owners, we need to make sure we keep these things in consideration when we're leaving reviews for businesses. An example that I have, again, just in the time that I've been driving the Tesla, I went to a restaurant, had a lovely Chinese dinner, and I went to a particular Chinese because there was a charging station just across the street. Now remember, if you're going to leave a review for your restaurant or for your activity, whatever it might have been that you were doing, that you could leave a Google review or a Facebook review for, remember to include that maybe the reason you went there is because they had a charger. Now it sounds very small, but remember, if they have other friends who own businesses, they're going to tell them, hey, I've got all these people coming and it's because I've got the charger across the street. Maybe you should install one. Hotels, if you're going to stay there, remember, hey, I stayed here, it was great, they had a charger for my EV. And you know, it's not just Tesla owners. No, a lot of you out there might be Mitsubishi PHEVs or iMEVs or the new Hyundais. You know, anything to do with the charging. We need to get people involved, especially business owners, to start thinking about putting them into their businesses, just a normal wall charger, or when they go to the council meetings as business members, then they, you know, they might say, hey, should we be putting in more charging stations? So I just think it's something that we could probably do, that every little one might help, and if we get the community talking about it, then it should really help with us getting more infrastructure in for the cars. So guys, that's basically the video. Just a couple of tips and tricks that I've had so far. Just remember to, you know, look after your car. It's just a great car overall. Stay safe out there, and remember, keep it all charged up. And remember to like and subscribe to this video. Really trying to build up the channel, and I'll be getting more great content out to you soon.